The clamshell. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Makes me feel 6 years old all over again. In fact, I think I've just wet myself. Amazingly then, Ford seems to have done it. The GT does handle like a Lotus, it does shock like a Lambo, and it goes harder and faster than a Ferrari. And now we get to the best thing about it. It's priced like a Ford. Even though it'll only be built in tiny numbers, it's going to be less than £100,000. That's 8,000 less than the Ferrari and 17,000 less than the Lamborghini Gallardo. I love this thing. I love it even more than I thought I was going to. Feel that power. I love it mostly, though, because it takes you back to a time when Detroit was humming to the petrol-head rhythm of the Motown sound. A time when the Temptations provided the descant and the factories were on bass. A time when the streets echoed to the sound of dancing and the roar of Last Chance heroes in their V8 muscle cars racing between the lights. Now then, Ford GT, the new one.
That's a chicken.
Let me hear some opinions on this. What do you think?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero.
No, we got one over here.
Seriously uncool. Needs to be in light blue and orange.
Yeah, but
I'll be Sub-Zero.
OK, if it were light blue and orange, you're referring to the Gulf colours.
Absolutely.
I can match your anorak levels here easily.
Thank you.
Then it would be OK.
It will be Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, if you get the colours right, it's a good point. Anyone over here got opinions on the Ford GT?
It's a very cool car.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Pretty cool.
Not a democracy here. You're
No,
cool.
you're wrong! No, that's wrong. Now, look, if this were a Ferrari, I think well, I'd be with you, they might disagree. But it's not a Ferrari. It's got a kind of retro something. It's like those 70s shades with the holes down the side and the big... It's cool. That is a cool car.
If you were to turn up to someone's house in a red American car with white stripes down the side, they'd pretend to be out.
You're talking about the Starsky and Hutch car. This is a retro supercar. It's essentially cool.
Right. Well, I have got one little thing I've got to do this week. If I may.
Ha! I know what that means.
Was anybody watching that week?
Did you, expecting
If I
anything
buy
soon?
one, it's coming up the board.
So, according to how far you are down the process of buying it, it's
Yeah.
gonna...
Well, I've put my name down, so it's there. When the order's accepted, it'll be about here. And then when I need to sell it, we'll be having it around about here.
And then when anybody sees you in it, it'll be right the way back down here again, presumably.
They had the cool wall. Where do we
Hey,
think...
hold on a minute. Jeremy, all the Fords have moved to Sub-Zero. All of them.
Yeah, it's a fluid thing, the cool wall. As you know, it's never anything fixed. And I looked at them, I thought, they're nice cars.
Really, I tell you what, they're moving back. It's that fluid. That's ridiculous.
No, look, I want to make it absolutely plain. I'm not doing this. If anybody's watching from, like, Dagenham, I'm not responsible for that, OK? Brings us on to the Ford GT. Where?
Very nice.
No. Don't anybody pander to him.
I'll come over
just
here.
because he's getting one.
I'll come over here. What do you think?
Is that the one you've got?
Well, I've got it. I'm getting one, yeah. What do you think?
Cool.
Cool.
It's cool.
Cool.
It's cool.
Cool.
In the fridge.
Cool. Uncool.
Uncool, because you've got one.
You're exactly right. Yes! That is it. No car I've got can possibly be cool.
No.
And it's not just me, actually. Ford had a party the other day for the 28 people who are going to get one of these. It was like being at the Dennis Waterman Appreciation Society. Martin Brundle's getting one. Have you seen his trousers?
Yeah.
So I'm afraid it's right down, it's almost verging on, it's there.
It's a shame, but it's true. That is true.
It's true.
I want it to arrive and start ruining your life. Have you picked your colour yet?
Oh, you the Ford?
Yeah. I've had a fantastic week. Earlier on this week, you know the saga of his GT40 that he's been ingratiating himself to Ford for ages. He had a conversation this week, did you not? Huddled in the corner of the office. Yeah. What colour can I get it in? Trying to decide, but for a start, have you decided on your colour?
Well, this is it. You see, the problem is that the Americans aren't good on colours, and so you pay a fortune for the damn thing, and they say you can have it in red, white, black, yellow, or blue. What do we think? Blue?
Do you know what? You're all wrong because it's irrelevant. Because the thing's not going to. When's it arrive? When was it supposed to arrive?
It was supposed to have arrived ages ago, and they said it was going to be £90,000 to start
And
with.
it's going to be.
Well, then they put it up, and they said it was going to be a bit more than 100. Then it was 111.
It's going to be.
And now it's 121, and then they say the stripes on it are another £3,000, and if you want wheels, they're 1,500 quid.
So it's about 130 grand.
So you pay £130,000, and then they still just say you've got a choice of 5 colours, and they're all rubbish.
One on eBay for 110.
There's a packet of used cigarettes on eBay for £6.50. Is
have
there
them
really
both.
one on eBay?
What, for 110?
Has anybody got a knife?
Sergeant, that's going to be a great investment, Jeremy. You've lost 30 grand on it nearly, and you haven't got it yet, or even. I love that car anyway because it's ruining you and making you unhappy. So it can only go.
OK, well, let's move it on the other way round then. Have you ever been impressed with a man's car?
No.
Never, ever, ever? You've never
It's never made me decide to take it a step further because of his car.
Really? What about you?
I've been impressed by cars, okay, full stop, but it hasn't made me think any differently of the man who owns them.
So what about me? When I get my new car, we've got a picture of it here so you can see what it looks like, OK? I'm going to be in that, except it'll be blue. You know, what?
I'm going to say midlife crisis.
I just tell you, that is the floral dress. You know, that says... I'm sorry, but that's an Essex boy's car. It's like white court shoes. It's like wearing white stilettos. It's white, for God's sake, I can't even believe it's white.
White's
That's
coming
so
back.
shocking.
Oh,
White is back. You know
it's just
that. White
appalling.
boots are back.
How big is your penis? It must be tiny.
Oh, dear, I'm so... You don't think that's a wise choice, then, for a man who's 44?
While we're on the subject of supercars, my Ford's arrived!
I'll give you a due, it looks gorgeous. Good enough to... I find that disturbing, that whole image. But look, let's just remind ourselves, how long ago did you order that thing?
2 years.
Right, and when did they say they'd deliver it to you?
Last autumn, and then there's a bit of a delay. Christmas, New Year, spring...
And it arrived in...
Summer.
There you go. It
Yeah.
was a big old wait. But, I mean, that was a momentous day in your life, clearly. And we do have a photograph for that momentous occasion of the lorry backing down his drive with the car in it. And you have got to see what was written on that lorry, OK? Here's the picture. The two...
That hurt.
What did you think?
That hurt badly. Mind you, well, we're doing the news now, so...
That's the bit I'm thinking of. You know why.
I know where this is going, don't I?
Oh, I'm going to do it.
Oh, God.
Indeed, the news. And this, just in from Vauxhall, it seems that the Vectres...
It doesn't matter because there's only one big bit of news this week. Now, Jeremy, where are you? In fact, come on in. There's no point.
not coming out.
There's no point avoiding this, mate.
I'm not
We're going to
coming
talk about
out.
it. You will remember last week on Top Gear, we saw Jeremy's new car. His Ford GT finally arrived. He was very proud of it. Who'd like to see what happened when Jeremy set off home in it after the show? Who'd like to see it? Yeah, that's the right decision. Now, have a look at this. Now, here he is. You'll see he's not actually moving at all, and there's a very good reason for that.
It's a day old. And you push the engine start button.
Doesn't sound as good as it did. Too muted.
What you'll notice here is, look, James is helping me try to mend it while I'm on the phone
James
to
May's doing
Ford.
this, he's much
And
more-
Hammond, what did he do to help? He went home. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, enjoy our car. Yep, my little wooden Morgan functioning perfectly. You look quite sad there, mate. And a bit cross. Now,
It's
can I point
not
out,
funny.
it is, and the crew were laughing at you, not with you. I want you to know that. You had to put the car away, but it wasn't that bad because you did get transport home eventually.
Yes. A Toyota Corolla Verso. Is what I wanted to get me home there.
Not quite the stylish exit you'd hoped for, was it?
No,
really?
did you read in the papers this week about short people? It was in all the stories. Basically, you're
crying
rubbish in bed and you're useless at work.
Come on, don't get off the subject. What was wrong?
It was the immobiliser. The car's fine, okay? It was the immobiliser. You know that little flipper thing?
Yeah.
Wouldn't unimmobilise the engine. So it had to go back to Ford.
Did it?
Yes,
And then
it
they
did.
fixed it, and it's...
Yes, and then they brought it back, and the night they brought it back 2 days later at 3 o'clock in the morning, the alarm went off.
No.
Then again at 4.
Oh, wait.
Then the next night at 11.
Did it wake you up?
Yeah.
And the kids?
Yeah.
And the dogs?
Yeah.
Oh. So what?
So, and
Ford
then
now-
this is when it gets really good, okay? I had to take it back to Ford. The alarm keeps blowing for no reason. So on my way back, it's got one of those tracker things on it, you know, where if somebody steals it, it automatically sends out an SOS. They rang me up, the tracking people, and said, your car's been stolen.
You were in it?
Yeah. No, it's all right, I'm in it. So I don't know why they just rang me up and said, your car's been stolen, and what's your password? Who knows their password? Does anyone here know their password? I don't know. Well, we're gonna... And they can remotely shut the car down. So he's
Really?
like, if you shut this down, I'm gonna come there, I'm gonna eat your heart. I had no idea what my password was.
So did he stop it?
No, he didn't. I finally got it back to Ford, and then I picked it up again yesterday, last
So
night. got
finally
it
it's
back.
mended, hurrah.
No,
You're joking.
I'm not. Got in it this morning to come down here. Ring, ring! Your car's been stolen. No! It hasn't. And then again and again. Honestly, I've got my phone here, okay? I've got my phone. They send you a text, okay, when it's been stolen. Look at this, okay? Read. Look at that. Theft alert. The car was stolen at 8:49 a.m., 8:22 a.m., 7:22 a.m. It was stolen 5 times on the way
That's
down here this morning.
unfortunate.
5 times.
So they're going to fix it eventually?
Yes, if you don't mend it, I'm going to bone your dog. He's taken all the bones out of my dog.
Mind you, they gave you a courtesy car, didn't they?
Yes, they gave me a courtesy car.
And it
Here's
was?
my Ford, it's broken. I thought it'll be a DB9. I mean, they, you know, Ford own
Same,
Aston,
yeah.
Range Rover. No, it was a Focus Estate with a diesel engine.
I love that. 2 years wait for a Focus Estate diesel.
And a big alarm clock.
Right.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
did you come here in your GT today?
No.
No.
Did you decide to leave it at home this week?
You know perfectly well why I'm not in my GT today.
You left. Is it at home?
No, it's at the Menders. No, the thing is, OK, all the stuff that was put on in England went wrong, as we knew before, OK? Well, one of the things they supplied was the trickle charger. Put it away in the garage in October, on October the 4th. On October the 5th, it seems, the trickle charger blew up. So the battery wasn't being charged. So when I came to start, it wouldn't start. Got a new trickle charger. 6 weeks later, this morning, right, here we go. Alarm came off perfectly. All the lights came on. Pushed the button, start. And all that started was the rear right-hand indicator.
We're not laughing.
That start button.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of writing, "This is only the"? Over the top?
Of your problems.
Yes.
The thing is I think I'm right in saying I have never completed a single journey anywhere, there and back in it, ever.
You're not?
Which must make it the most unreliable car ever made. In fact, if you've got a more unreliable one, why don't you write to us at... actually, I've got a Peugeot. BBC Top here. 201 Wood Lane, London, W12. There's the man with the Peugeot.